Hello and welcome to Artist Jam. My name is Maricela Hernandez. I am the productions assistant here at CMAC. And today we have a special guest with us. Her name is Sarah Joy. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy that you asked me. I love doing shows for you guys at CMAC. And, it's always nice to come and hang out and talk.
Definitely, I've enjoyed every time that you've come to CMAC. For those just watching, Sarah's been an Artist of the Month multiple times at CMAC. Unfortunately, due to the shelter in place, we will be doing a virtual interview instead of on site. You shared with me a quote that really resonates with you. Can you elaborate that for me?
Well, I think it really speaks to what's happening right now globally, but I know for me, as somebody who's dealt with anxiety a lot, it's hard to not be able to, take control over everything or feel like you have that control, especially when things are going around you that are so, just bad, or it feels that way anyways. What always brings me peace and solace through all of that is just really redirecting that focus into what am I doing to make this better. I can't myself physically solve all the problems of the world, but I can make my world better, and I think that for me, that's a lot of just staying grounded and staying focused on what makes me happy and, my world, which is, my kids, my art, my work, what I do for the community. And I think that once I redirect that focus, it really puts things into perspective, so I just hope that helps other people too, to just stay grounded during this time, because it's really easy to get in the chaos and the panic of what's going on. And so, that kind of scares me more than the virus itself, to be honest, is people, but I think, it's all good as long as we keep a clear head about everything and try to keep grounded. I just feel like stability is everything.
Thank you so much. I think that was a very powerful quote, and I think a lot of people can relate to that at this time too. For those viewers who haven't seen any of your work or anything, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, of course. I grew up in Visalia. I've always lived in the Central Valley. I love the Central Valley. A lot of people don't know my grandpa was a field worker. I grew up from field workers, and they were very hard workers. And I kind of grew up with that same work ethic all through my life, and with tons of appreciation, for nature and animals and just the trees in the valley. I just always remember driving by fields and fields and fields of just nonstop trees. And to me, that was like why I love being here so much. And it really inspires a lot of my photography today, which I've kind of been growing more into as I've been progressing in my art. So a lot of my newer works kind of reflect that. But it's funny because now that we're in quarantine, I can't really go anywhere. So I've been painting more, which I like too. But I feel like my paintings are more for me, because they're so personal a lot of times. And I feel like your art is your identity. So in a lot of ways. And so I just always am amazed at what comes out.
I think your art is very unique. And I've seen it when it was posted up at CMAC. And I know that you're working on some new pieces. I want you to describe your vision and how you formed your art, because I know that you use different type of media to put it together.
Yeah. It's so funny, I've always had very strong, visions, and also going back to like my childhood, I have aunts who are very spiritual, and so they kind of, taught me some of that when I was younger, and that ties a lot into nature. I feel like, like stones were always, something I keep on me even to this day, and crystals and nature and trees, and just always being around something just to help me stay grounded and kind of keep me rooted. So a lot of it comes from, that and who I am, I think, as my inner child. Because I feel like, my inner child never really grew up in a sense. And I feel like that's like kind of the sense for all artists. We still have this imaginary world that we live in. And, I just feel like our art just kind of, amplifies that world and lets other people kind of get a glimpse inside what's going on.
I definitely love how you see the world and you're seeing the beauty in nature and in our city when some people just
Yes.
already have like a negative perspective. And so I love that you're bringing in that positive light into, hey, you see this, but there's also this beauty here and check that out.
Yeah. And I
So
think that should be a good way to think of a lot of things, because you can't really love it for what it's not, but you got to love it for what it is, and I think that goes the same with anything or people. When you're dealing with them, you can't force people to really change who they are, because, and also it's like you don't want them to change the best parts of them, because that's what makes us all different, and I think the more that we celebrate those differences rather than try to make everything the same.
can you tell me what goes through your mind? What is it like to be so focused that you just nothing can stop you?
Well, I'll tell you that I don't look like this when that happens. My hair's like crazy. I look like a mad person, and I'll wear like the same clothes for like 2 days sometimes, and just have paint all over me. And but it's like once you have that idea, that vision, you don't want to let go of it. For me, I want to try to dig into it as much as I can and get that idea, and I think too, it's nice when I have that time for solitude to be able to do that, which has been kind of hard, because right now everyone's home. And I think the one thing for me is routine, which has always been um, part of my regimen, is making time for it daily.
I also want to check in now. We were talking earlier, just kind of like how it is that we have a shelter in place, and how is it affecting your artwork?
It really hit me hard because it kind of changed a lot, of things that were happening in my world, and so it was, a big change to have I do have kids, so it was a big change to have them home all the time. It was a big change to not be working anymore. I was working for Valley PBS, and I really loved that job. And in that job, I was working with schools in the community, which is something I really love to do, is working with kids. And, so it really broke my heart that kind of was gone. But it was like, it really, I was laughing though when it all kind of happened too, because I was like, oh, well, now I could say I'm finally a full-time artist. Like,
Yes, you can.
there's always a bright side. So, you got to turn it around. And just kind of redirect my focus, So right now I'm doing a lot of things that have been on my goal list that I haven't been doing, that I've been procrastinating on for a while. So it's nice, to be able to kind of utilize that time and spend it on me, and doing things that really make me happy and help keep my sanity, I think, more than anything. And I think everyone needs some type of outlet, especially right now, to plug into, to kind of just zone out from everything that's happening in here. I know art's like such a great escape from reality.
Completely there with you on that. Especially, I'm home with like a full house. I don't even think Full
Yeah.
House has the many people that we do at the house. But thank you for sharing that. It's very hard to, to be at home all the time once you're just so used to having a schedule and going out and having your
Yeah.
kids go out. So definitely, I can see where you're at right there.
I'm hoping once all this lifts, we can maybe get a group of artists, and just do a trip somewhere and just show some of our art, because I feel like, especially right now, we're just all kind of hibernating and getting all our work done.
Mm-hmm.
And so, hopefully when all this calms down, we can get back out there full force. I have this designer who I really want with here in Fresno, called From Dusk Till Dawn, and they're local. They're here. She makes amazing clothes for women wear, business women wear. And as you know, in my art, I do so many different types of things. So with my photography, I've been starting to make patterns, which I used for just basically cards, so people can give out. So it's not really like a photograph design. It's just some different unique patterns that people can use in designs. And she really likes some of them. And we were talking about maybe even using them for a dress or something for her line. So, you know, it's just so many different opportunities out there. And even with my t-shirts that I'm going to be doing, hopefully before the end of the year, I've been having the worst problem or time trying to figure out how I'm going to get them done, because I order them all in black, which I guess is a big no-no when you're making t-shirts. But, you know, it's funny how everything works out. I have a friend from, I don't know if you know him or follow him on IG, Private Pathway. So we're planning on working together, networking.
I love to hear that you're networking, and that just because we're stuck at home doesn't mean that we have to lose connection with other people. Sounds like you're doing great, even though like
Yes.
there's a bump in the road. You're seeing the bright side and you are making things happen. So I give you a lot of props for that, because it does take a strong-minded, a strong-willed person to really just try to come up through these different types of roadblocks that come in your life. So a lot of
definitely, yeah. I'll be behind that guy selling the corn or the bike. Oh my God. We don't stop. We're
just have like a really like, you know, a really classy, or no, I'm just kidding. Have like a really cute, like Sarah joyous type song, kind of like, you know, instead of the whole horn honking thing.
It'll be a cute little melody.
There
Fancy
you
ruffle
go.
curtains to go. It'll be
There
nice.
you go. So talking about your artwork and some of the things that you're doing now, do you have any pieces that you would like to show us?
Yeah, actually, I was just going to ask if you would like to. I know we didn't touch on this earlier, but as you know, I'm always expanding in my art and doing different things. And so earlier this year, before everything went down, I actually got a chance to do a mural down on F Street in Tulare near Chef Paul's Cafe, which I don't know if you've been to, is an amazing place to go eat at. Especially if you like soul food. I mean, mwah, my mouth's watering already just but they're really great, and so it's kind of near there. And me and my friend Roxy Mars, who I don't know if you follow her on IG, but she's a really amazing artist. So me and her got together and we collabed on a piece that I really like, and we're still kind of working together a little bit. We managed to go to Home Depot and get some boards to practice our tagging. So this is one of my pieces that I did that you could kind of see from here. Let me see if I could turn the camera around. Definitely how my freestyle kind of comes out a lot of times. And that's my IG ad. And then I have some other big pieces. This is a new one I've been working on right here for a friend. This is some commission work. This is all acrylic, and so this has been my recent project that I'm done with. This will be my new project, which I don't know if you could tell right here. It's like just a huge circle canvas, which is pretty big. It's like, you know, comes up to my waist. So this is going to be a really fun one for me to do. And I know you've seen this one before.
Oh, yes.
Taking it to CMAC. And then this one's kind of a newer one. I know I had there last time, but it's one of my favorites. And these are a few other my photography pieces. I don't really have everything here with me now, but my crystal child will always be the one like that I keep with me. Like I'll take to the grave if I have to, I feel like, because it's just such a big important piece of mine. And then I have some pieces over here, my photography as well. This one I always really like too, because the way the sun just shot through, and
that's so wicked. That looks so great.
Edited it, yeah, it just came out so amazing. And so this one too, I really love hummingbirds. I have a lot of hummingbirds in my art, so I just sold a hummingbird piece recently. And then if you guys, I wanted to promote too Roxy. This is her artwork that she did on her board, so we'll be hopefully doing some more murals soon together.
Nice.
And then this is some more of my photography right here, that I'll be having for sale. I'll probably do, I know a lot of people, artists right now are doing art hop over, video and live chats and stuff. So possibly be doing some of that. I have a lot of stickers too that I've been selling. So I have 3 packs right now, with 3 different stickers in them, and then lots of 8x10s that come in matting. This one's been a really popular one too. And these I also have in small little cards that you could send out to somebody. They were really popular for Valentine's Day. It's one of my favorite ones. So, and I definitely want to blow this one up and get it a little bit bigger.
I like that one too.
Yeah, so it's kind of all over the place in here. I have some in my house too, mainly in my room, where I keep a lot of my own art, and it's fun, but I it's hard keeping it all here. I definitely want to get a gallery soon. I've been thinking about it and talking about it and looking into some places. I know I did Broadway Studios a few years back, but I think I'm looking into some other places around Fresno and kind of just growing, So it's always fun to just do something new and try something new.
I loved your new pieces that you showed. I think they're great, and I cannot wait till you're just set free and are ready to wander the streets with your paint cans. I love that. But going back to the mural project that you were working on, how did you just communicate with the owner of the place?
Well, luckily that just kind of happened magically, which apparently never happens. Because I've been talking to some people and they were like, how did you get it all happening? Because we just kind of set out. We were like bound. We had a mission, we went out, we got our paint. We kind of just drove around, and I don't know, it really was just like fate, kind of how it happened. There was an empty space in the back of this building called Out of This World Thrift. And so the owner was super nice. He gave us ladders, and he was really just like, yeah, go for it. And we took a bunch of pictures with him when we were done, and he was really sweet. So it just all kind of came together really nice. It's funny because a lot of people in Tower kind of all support each other, and that's what I love so much about the community here in Fresno, especially when it comes to the arts. I think we all kind of really love that part of our community and cherish it so much. So everyone kind of wants to contribute to it growing and being a part of it too. So
you're definitely inspired to do work and to paint regardless of the situation. What is some advice you would give to folks who just really need that boost of motivation?
I love being that motivation person for people too, because I've been in those dark spots, and I know it feels like the end of the world sometimes, but we are strong as people. We're resilient, and this is something that has happened in the past, too. It's not just something new or that we've never ever gone through as I feel like as a whole. And I just feel like if anything, this is going to unite us all and bring us all together.
So we're coming towards the end of our segment, and I thought that we should play a little game. So earlier I had sent you a link. It is a really, it's just a quick game, and just to test your artist skills, just a little bit, so they can see how you do it live. So there is a little game called Let's Draw, and it's developed by Google, staff at Google, of course. Thank you, Google. Since you are our guest, I'll allow you to go first.
Oh, thank you.
So go ahead and share your screen.
Oh, okay.
So you're supposed to draw a heart.
In 20 seconds.
So let's see how you draw your heart.
Okay. I'm going to draw a really big one because I have a really big one. What? Well, that's
sucks.
So you got to like a little over half a heart.
I was like 20 seconds. That's too long. Well, now it's gonna be awful. Okay, I don't even know what this is.
You're going geometric on me.
Okay, do you know what that was?
A toe. Oh my gosh.
No, that wasn't a toe. That was supposed to be a helmet, though.
Oh my goodness. I did not know.
Let's see. I need my pad.
Oh my God.
My drawing pad. Other than
there you go.
I'm just kind of using the mouse pad. I forgot what I was drawing now. Damn it.
You have antennas. Is it a whisker? Is it a nose?
What is
Is it supposed to be a cat?
I see spoon. Somebody says spoon. No, I forgot. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Focus.
You got this. You can do this.
Okay. I don't know why I drew it so big. Okay, just so you can see what I'm working with, I have this little pad I'm trying to.
We feel your struggle.
Was that the time? How come the time stopped? Okay, I was like, did I break it? Okay. So this is not usually how I go about my drawings, but maybe next time I'll time them.
All right, let's see what you got.
So there's a heart.
Uh-huh.
There's the helmet. There's
interesting.
The toe. Oh, that's right. It was a crab. An crab. I don't know what the fuck that is. Flour.
Uh-huh.
And ice cream.
Okay.
So, most of them. Yeah.
All right. Let's see how I do then.
Hurricane.
Wait, that's a twister.
I was going to say, no, that's a twister.
Steak. Is that steak? Steak. Okay.
Steak. You got to draw the little bone. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to draw it nice and thick. Okay, a hand. Okay.
Let's see it. You're good at this.
Ah.
You were preparing, weren't you?
I have like the Apple Pen, which really helps.
That's why. I know I should have brought mine out.
Okay, now we're going to do a hat.
Oh, witch's hat. I love it.
Okay, a wheel. What's that?
That took me a minute.
All right, I'm going to see if I can draw the CMAC van.
Oh, yay! CMAC van. I miss seeing the CMAC van everywhere.
Oh my gosh. My hurricane came out all whack.
Yeah, the steak. Oh my God.
Steak.
You did good. You did good. You were way better than me.
Oh my gosh. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today. So we can follow you and follow all the work that you do. Is there any social media handles or anywhere our viewers can see more of your work?
I'm so glad you asked. Yes, they can, Marissa. I actually just today, my website actually went live today. So everyone can please go check it out. It's at Sarah with the H, Joyous, JOYOUS.com. And I will be posting stuff about it on my Instagram story. And you guys can follow me on my IG. I have it right here. If you don't know it already, Joyous Art by Sarah. Mm-hmm. So I have all my art up there if you guys need to get a hold of me or if anyone wants to network. I always love, reaching out to other artists and stuff. And so, yeah.
Thank you so much. And I hope to have you soon just to touch base again. I hope you have a great day and everyone. See you next time.
Bye.